Hey Cinephiles, welcome to another edition of Instant Trailer Review. Today we're looking at The Hobbit, The Battle of Five Armies. I'm JS.
I'm Sam.
Let's look at this.
All right, we've got 5 armies to get through. If we do one a minute, this won't take that long.
All right.
All right, so we're panning past things.
A flurry of logos, if you will. And immediately, what is the mood you get?
Yeah,
it's dire, right?
This is like grim. There's no like super fun. Let's go back to the Shire, and there's a dragon, which you know. I think if there's one thing that like has endeared this series to me the most, it's probably Benedict Cumberbatch's, you know, giant monster.
I wonder how much talking is he going to do in the midst of his fire breathing.
Do you think they'll do something funny, like when dragons are breathing fire, they just happen to sound like they're chewing food? Like, wouldn't that be a fun, weird levity to introduce?
That would be nice. But is he, like, is he going to be flying up in the sky and just in between bursts, just like firing off one-liners?
I doubt he's going to pontificate in this one.
Okay.
So he's probably dead quickly.
And that what we just passed is like one of the shots. That's the reason I love the Lord of the Rings series so much.
Because you're allowed to legally build villages and then burn them in New Zealand.
Exactly.
If you're doing it for this movie. And
so this is Lady.
Back.
Yes. And fun fact, she was not wearing underwear during that scene.
That's very upsetting. That woman's a national treasure. I can't believe you would say that about her.
Well, she admitted so at the Comic-Con, so, I mean.
Wow.
Full disclosure.
Filmmaking magic. It's
I know,
incredible.
Yeah. So, let's see what we got here. This song, by the way.
Yeah.
You might remember this. This is when Pippin was seducing the king of Minas Tirith in Return of the King.
Yeah, that was a weird scene. That was a really weird scene.
But they brought it back clearly because this is the final installment in another trilogy, and it's...
Well, but again, this is like, you know, the sense that you get from that scene is like, you know, fatality, and it's all over, and it's really dark. It's interesting that they're they're gonna cram this much sort of epic, unpleasant, unhappy, this is a giant battle into a prequel to a movie in which like they defeat all evil, sort of in Middle Earth. So it's an interesting, like, yeah, we know more or less the world doesn't end with this.
And with the first Hobbit, I mean, whimsy was one of the first descriptions that came to mind.
Yeah.
This doesn't look very whimsy at all. We might see a little bit of that later on in the trailer.
Maybe people will get bonked on the head, though, while they're, like, walking out.
Hopefully.
You know,
or
like
fall a great distance.
Yeah,
and
that also could be very funny.
Yeah.
Or run off of cliffs and keep running until they realize. I would.
So Orlando Bloom is back, which is gonna please a lot of people.
Yes, that's a whole, you know, quotient. Of
so this sequence, I mean, the first movie we had the bunnies.
Yep.
The bunny sled.
Second movie,
the barrel riding.
Barrel riding.
So I mean, we always have to have like one of these. Yeah. It will eventually make a great amusement park ride at Lord of the Rings land.
Yeah. Which, by the way, if they're not building that, I'm sure they're starting right after they're finished with
New Zealand's still got some space left, right?
Quite a bit of it, apparently. Okay. They built that village and burned it. They must be doing all right, you know. Luke Evans' facial hair stars, obviously.
Yeah. And Richard Armitage, who I really like in this role. I think he does a great job, though he is clearly the Aragorn for this series.
Yeah, it's interesting that, like, you know, they certainly are playing on the, we need to have a good-looking, sort of relatable leader. That having been said, he has certainly been playing that character more and more bonkers as the 2 movies that we've seen so far have progressed. So I'm very interested to see if we like Thorin by the middle or end of this movie.
How unhinged he'll get. And if you remember the book, Thorin and Bilbo, you know, they kind of butt heads at the best part.
They don't end on great terms.
So
Ronan the Accuser, obviously killing orcs, which, you know, that'll be worth the price of admission.
Right. And more cards.
Another chase. Very cool.
When is that Pell Orc gonna die? You think he's gonna die?
No, I think they're gonna digitally reinsert him into the original trilogy as a side character. We also see a flash of the Eye of Sauron, which is interesting because obviously in the second movie it's revealed that he is in fact the necromancer. So it makes you wonder what kind of active role he's going to take in the Battle of the Five Armies.
I think Lady Galadriel and him will actually have a little fight going on.
That would be cool.
It's the side story of the side story, you know. There you go. It's the original Fellowship, if you will. Evangeline Lilly, she was fantastic, I thought, in Desolation of Smaug. She's back for some more.
Yeah.
I really liked her.
Some more.
Some more orc killing action. That's what I was referring to.
Oh, I thought you meant some more dwarf flirtation.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
That comes with the
Hopefully
territory.
they wrap that up and she gives birth to, like, Gimli by the end of it, and we learn a whole new thing about his parentage.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if you're going to see this movie, one, you've been looking forward to this for a long time, and two, you're going to see it in theaters because it's super mega IMAX-y, and it's going to be shot in 5,000 frames a second.
There's going to be a lot of different ways to see this come December 17th.
So I'm certainly looking forward to it. Yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an adaptation of my favorite book, and it's finally going to come to an end.
And it's bigger, so it makes the book look like nothing. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And be sure to tell us below what you're thinking about when you watch what I think is a pretty impressive trailer.
Yeah, and help us further dissect all those images. If you spotted something that we didn't quite catch, let us know.
All right. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let us know what you think. For Movie Clips, this is Sam.
And I'm JS. Thanks for watching.